Every time a new settlement is established, these residents hope it's their turn to be relocated and get permanent homes. They believe they are being pushed aside while others are prioritized. About 300 households say they live in unsafe conditions, subjected to a constant flow of sewage and impacted by bad weather. Caroline Mantsiane moved here 5 years ago. The 30-year-old who survives on piece jobs is concerned about her well-being.
Firstly, we are going to other people who've got toilets, like my neighbor. She does borrow me her toilet, but it's a problem at night. Obviously, I have to use a bucket too. And then afterwards, in terms of electricity, we go and charge at my friend with 5 rand. And so we go and charge the phones with money at people who have at the area where there is electricity. Our water, we have got a dirty taps. Hence, I showed you it has sewage. We've got taps, and then we took it from that side, the dumping side that I showed you previous days. That's where we fetch water.
Residents also claim they often see crocodiles in the stream. The strong stench of sewage has become unbearable. Mantsiane is concerned for her health and safety.
Government should come to a point whereby they recognize Heartfall. We've been staying here. Other people came here in 2013. Mina, I came in 2019. So you can't stay, then you don't have service more than 5 years. How is that possible? So our government, I think they should start by removing us, because there's a sewage, and after, when they remove us, they must do something with this area, because people will come again and hide themselves the site when they robbed people, when they raped people. You see, that's the problem.
Some people who used to reside here have already been relocated to other areas. Those left behind say they were told that they will also be moved, a promise that is yet to be fulfilled.
Government officials who were here was Mr. Mxolisi Dukwana before he became premier, along with a councillor during a campaign trail here at Heartfall. They promised us land and told us that the land that our place is not appropriate. It's near danger. And ever since then, we've been waiting a community of Heartfall. He ended up being a premier. He still hasn't set foot here.
Residents are asking for transparency. They feel that they've been lied to.
January, the 19th January.
We had a meeting on the 19th of January with the Department of Human Settlement regarding the land issue. We were then promised that in February they will come and conduct a verification inside Heartfall, although we didn't communicate that with the community and they never came. Then they said 16 February they will come along with a councillor of Ward 16 to assess our living conditions. Till today, they haven't come. In the midst of our discussions, they do tell us that there is a land vacate for us, although they don't want to disclose which one of which around May and June we will be relocated there. Apparently, the vacant land that they don't want to tell us is at Lorry Park.
Crime is also a major problem, and residents blame illegal foreign nationals. In a written response, the Premier's office insists that he remains committed to helping these residents. The statement also states that Dukwana will engage the Mangaung Metro municipality and the MEC for Human Settlements, Gatvol, to ensure they alleviate the housing plight of this community. Refile Mekwa, SABC News, Bloemfontein.
For more on this story, we're now joined by Peter Heidedal to tell us more about the plight of community members in Mangaung. Peter, thank you so much for your time this evening. And Peter joins us via our telephone line. Perhaps let's start off here. I mean, what the issues that you have raised as a community, why would you say, when it comes to this relocation, why would you say it never happened? What was the reasons given to you by government?
Oh, thank you very much. Let me start to greet everyone, the listeners. As Peter, the leadership of Heartfall, we are concerned about reallocation. We did settle the meeting several times with the women's settlement and the previous HOD and the previous acting city manager, they give us empty promises from last year. In fact, let me say since from 2020 till last year up until today, they never fulfilled their promises to reallocate to the land.
And we understand, I mean, these promises were made to you as a community back in 2013.
Yes, ma'am.
So when it comes to this relocation and particularly looking at where you reside right now, we understand it's near a dumping site. What would you say are some of the severe challenges that you go through as a community?
Okay, firstly, our challenge, we don't have the toilets, we don't have electricity, we don't have water, and the other thing is the hotspot for hijacking. Criminals are hiding inside of the squatter camps called Heartfall. And the other thing, we have a lot of rubbish behind Heartfall. There is a lot of water moving behind the Heartfall that we are afraid for our children and our young women who live in Heartfall.
And for residents, so one would say if you're living near a dump site and where there's sewage, surely that this is not healthy for children. It's not healthy for normal human beings to be living there.
Yes, it's not nice to live in this site, especially when it's night. There is a heavy smelling. You smell there is a sewage that comes from behind the Heartfall. Because there is a sewage that's flowing behind the Heartfall.
Peter, what is your appeal to government, to the Mangaung Metro, to the Free State Province? What would you want them to do?
The only thing we want a piece of land. From there, there's nothing we want. As long as they give us the land, we can build our houses by themselves. As long as the government, they give us the land. Because without land, there is nothing we can do.
And were you initially told exactly where you would be relocated to?
Actually, the government, when we speak with the human settlement, they don't give us the land. They always said there is a land, but they don't give us the exact where is the land. Up until as a community, we found out there is a place that's called a lorry park, of which we are not sure is it a place of municipality or a place of a private property or whatever. So what we want from the municipality, we want a piece of land. That's all we want as a community.
Another time when you were promised this piece of land in 2013, were you told exactly how long this process would take?
We don't know how long, because since from 2013, in fact 2019, there is a land that's called a Pumulo. We're supposed to be there in Pumulo, but unfortunately the previous HOD, they promised us that Pumulo is not our land. The municipality, they have a land for us, including the Khayelitsha. Up until today, Khayelitsha and Heartfall, they are still waiting for their land.
So as a community, Peter, what do you plan on doing to ensure that you highlight these issues, and you highlight this specifically to the Premier of the Free State, Mxolisi Dukwana, because when these promises were made, he was the MEC for Human Settlements?
Yes, exactly. That Mr. Premier Dukwana, it was an MEC by that time. He was here in Heartfall together with a councillor of Ward 16, campaigning for the party of ANC. They promised us the land, but apparently now that Mr. Dukwana is a premier, and you know the premier is a provincial government. But still, as a premier, the premier has a power to give us what we want, especially land. We are crying about the land, mother. Nothing else. as long as they give us the land. Because just imagine, since 2013 to 2024, we are still sitting in the shacks. That life is not okay. Especially at night, there is a smelly, bad smelling.
All right, Peter, thank you so much for your time, and I hope that the Free State government hears your pleas as a community in the Mangaung Metro. That is Peter Tetele. He is a community member and leader there, talking about the residents of Heartfall informal settlement, saying that their plea is to appeal to the provincial government to give them a piece of land and to relocate them from this land in which they are currently living on, which has no access to water, electricity or sanitation. Of course, making that appeal directly there to Premier Mxolisi Dukwana.